Every Friday morning, we go in depth with the Target 12 investigator. Steph Machado is here, always tracking the very latest with the Providence Public Schools. Steph, you had a story this week about a new effort to make sure the next Providence teacher's contract is publicly vetted.
Yes, and this is in response to the McKee administration's decision to keep the last contract private until it was ratified and signed. Now, I want to take you back to the summer of 2021. You may remember this water fire event. Then Mayor Jorge Elorza confronted Governor Dan McKee over his decision to keep the contract secret. You can see the governor's state police detail pushing the then mayor away. He tells the governor he has to answer to the community. Well, this new piece of legislation that's now been introduced by Providence lawmakers up at the State House would require the next teacher's contract and any labor contract within the Providence Public School District to be made public once there's a tentative deal and be approved in a public hearing by the state's K-12 council, as long as the state takeover is still ongoing.
So prior to the state takeover, were these contracts always made public?
They were, yeah. Agreements for public sector union contracts are routinely released before they are final, so the public can weigh in. Remember, we're talking about hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars over the 3 years of this teacher's contract. So before the state took over the school district, the tentative contract would be vetted by the Providence City Council, and then they would vote whether to approve it. Now, one of the sponsors of this new legislation, Senator Sam Zurrier, has been very vocal about what he calls a lack of transparency and oversight during the state takeover of the city schools. He questioned Education Commissioner Angelica Infante Green about the issue of the teacher's contract being kept private at a hearing last year.
Did you consider the advantages of publicly vetting that contract, perhaps before the K-12 council, before signing it?
I would have liked to.
Okay. Is there a reason you didn't?
I was not told that I could. I was not part of the final negotiations, but that was not advised, or nobody said that we should do that. If I would have been told, I would have done it.
I did ask the commissioner's office and the governor's office for their opinion on this new legislation, and as of this taping, I have not yet heard back.
All right, so what's the status of the potential legislation? When is the next teacher's contract set to be negotiated again?
So the bill was referred to the House and Senate Education Committees to be considered. Now, the Providence Teachers Union contract expires this August. Negotiations have not yet begun, but with a teacher shortage and efforts to make up for lost learning time, you can expect there to be a lot to talk about between the two sides as the state continues to try and turn around the Providence schools, Patrick.
All right, always busy in the capital city. Thanks, Steph, for always keeping an eye on the Providence Public Schools for us.